Hi there, friends, and today the Russians are in a rush to build new defensive lines because the Ukrainian forces are making significant strides towards liberating Ukrainian territory. You might have seen those mini excavators handed over to the occupiers recently. Well, it turns out they are connected to the breakthrough by the Ukrainian forces closer to the Vitne Bazhanya village. Just yesterday, there were attempts to breach through Staromlynivka. In a hurry, the occupiers are constructing yet another defense line right behind Staromlynivka, and the main line is roughly 6 kilometers away. With the breakthrough looming very close, the Ukrainian forces could swiftly advance through the field, so that defense line causing big trouble for the occupiers. And that's why they're rushing to build another defense line immediately after Staromlynivka, trying to hold off our units. And today there are offensive actions happening in Urozhaine, but not to regain control of the village, but to provide time for them to entrench behind Staromlynivka.
Jubilation and celebration. Ukrainian soldiers have reclaimed the tiny village of Urozhaine. In this grinding summer offensive, gains are measured in inches. Russia has dug in deep. From the ground, Ukrainians face fields packed with deadly explosives. From the sky, relentless bombardment. In 1 week, Russia uses nearly 500,000 artillery shells. Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Mailer told us, we have 10 times less. But there is an outsized importance to the recapture of a village that's less than 1 square mile. Russians are mining in 3 layers, and our forces have finally broken through the first line of their defense, Mailer explained. The liberation of Urozhaine is the result. This has opened up more firing positions for Ukrainian troops as they push forward to Russian strongholds further south. And for those bemoaning the painstakingly slow progress of the offensive, the question is not how many kilometers we've advanced, Mailer said. The point is that we're advancing at all. After all, she agrees, this is not a Hollywood action movie.
And now let's continue our map overview, but before that, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. And in the Zaporizhia direction, the Ukrainian forces continue their advance in the Robotine and the Rozhnyanka areas. The occupiers report heavy fighting, with the Ukrainian plans aiming to reach Tokmak. And according to preliminary information, the Ukrainian forces have deployed additional reserves for their offensive actions. In response, the occupiers have withdrawn some units from their subsequent defense lines to maintain their defense. And as a result, few clashes are occurring, and the occupiers are intensively shelling Robotine to prevent the Ukrainian forces from establishing a foothold. So battles are now taking place almost at the center of the village, and the outcome will be determined shortly. And meanwhile, American officials have informed CBS News that it seems Ukrainian forces have made progress in their advance towards Tokmak. This strategically important city serves as the barrier between Ukrainian forces and the city of Melitopol. An American official mentioned in an interview with CBS News that Ukrainian troops have broken through the Russian minefield to the north of Tokmak and are engaged in the first line of Russian defense that is holding the city. Also, CBS noted that recapturing cities like Tokmak and further advancing towards Melitopol will be a challenging task for the Ukrainian counteroffensive, which has gradually gained ground since the beginning of summer. However, Melitopol serves as a gateway to the next Crimea and is a crucial transit hub for Russia. And in the direction of Kherson, there have been no significant changes so far. The occupiers are intensifying their shelling, recognizing that the Ukrainian forces are already on the left bank. Yet there have been no new advancements yet, and it's worth noting that the Ukrainian forces have managed to move their artillery further away from the front line, extending their firing range. And this strategic adjustment allowed them to engage effectively. On the other hand, the Russians are now complaining that their artillery cannot reach the Ukrainian positions, and as a result, they're chaotically shelling along the entire front line. And in the Kupiansk direction, an intriguing situation is unfolding. So the occupiers are currently struggling to achieve their objectives and persistently launching attacks in the Sinkivka area. So these actions are accompanied by a significant volume of artillery fire. However, experts are beginning to propose a theory that the Russians executed a clever maneuver that proved successful for them. So they created an illusion of genuine investment by bringing a substantial number of tanks closer to the front line and initiating a large-scale offensive on the Svatove and Kupiansk fronts. So they managed to make some progress, prompting the Ukrainian forces to perceive a substantial threat, and consequently the Ukrainian forces redeployed reserves to help the Russian advance. And presently, while the occupiers continue periodic attack, they have moved their heavy equipment further from the front line. And according to preliminary information, they also withdrew some units from this direction and urgently redirected them to the Bakhmut direction in order to counter the Ukrainian advance there. Overall, Russia is attempting to outwit the Ukrainian general staff, devising various strategies to prevent Ukrainian forces from breaking through to the occupied territory before autumn. And unfortunately, it must be acknowledged that for the time being, they are succeeding in their efforts. And in the Svatove area, only artillery bombardments are ongoing today with no significant advances taking place, and the front line remains unchanged. And near Krymina and Siversk, the occupiers are attempting to defend Bakhmut and stabilize the front line. And as a result, they are launching attacks on Bilogorivka and actively shelling the entire front line, possibly for upcoming offensive operations. So far, the Ukrainian forces have repelled all of the Russian attacks over the past day, and the front line remains unchanged. And in the Bakhmut direction, as I mentioned earlier, the occupiers have reportedly brought in new reserves from the unconfirmed information from the Kupiansk direction. And the Ukrainian forces report that the reserves have even been moved from Hola Pristan, which is in the Kherson direction. And currently, the Russians are attacking in the area of Bogdanivka and Andriivka, advancing toward the vicinity of Bila Hora. Overall, the Russians are conducting attacks while the Ukrainian forces are responding with artillery shelling and are not launching new offensive actions at the moment. And tactical battles are also reported. And in the Avdiivka direction, the situation remains challenging, as the occupiers are intensively shelling the entire front line and continue their advance. Particularly in the area of Keramik, they are actively pushing forward and claim to have captured some Ukrainian positions. However, this information hasn't been confirmed by the Ukrainian side, as positions that were captured yesterday might have been reclaimed by the Ukrainian forces today. So the front line in any case is constantly shifting. And further south, the occupiers are still attempting to advance towards Krasnohorivka, and battles are ongoing around the outskirts of Mariinka. All attempts have been unsuccessful, and the front line remains unchanged over the past day. However, photos of the streets of Mariinka have already been posted on the internet. Approximately 9,000 people used to live in this settlement, and currently Mariinka is almost entirely under the control of the Russian Federation, and as we can see, it has been nearly completely devastated. And meanwhile, President Volodymyr Zelensky announced a working visit to Sweden on Saturday along with his wife. He shared this news on his Telegram channel. So Zelensky mentioned that in Sweden he will meet with Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson, King Carl VI, Queen Sylvia, Speaker of the Parliament Andreas Norlén, and heads of parliamentary parties. Comprehensive Ukrainian-Swedish negotiations. Personally, I will thank Sweden for supporting our struggle for freedom and independence, emphasized the head of state. And Zelensky clarified that the discussion in Sweden will focus on military assistance, bilateral cooperation development, including in the defense industrial complex, European integration of Ukraine, and security in the Euro-Atlantic region. And it was noted that this is the first visit of the President of Ukraine to Sweden since the full-scale Russian invasion in February 2022. Zelensky's last foreign visit was in July to attend the NATO summit in Vilnius. And that's all from me. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.